doesn't show up this
He's not here. He's not here.
But it pisses me off that like Chris and Pete hire these jerk-offs who
I know,
aren't
but they
serious
won't.
about being part of any job. Yeah.
I know. Don't even get me started.
My opinion of Pete and Chris have significantly changed over the last half year. I see those in a couple of worms, really. Well, Pete actually has experience and
Yeah.
he's
I'm gonna go on YouTube.
this hat now.
Alright, it sounds good. I can't turn it off for now but I'll check it once it starts. God, it's just really, really bright.
Yeah. How's that?
The bleacher's a little blown out, but you're gonna see
Oh,
it
yeah.
anyway. I'm just gonna zoom in on here. Just can't really see it.
Yeah, I'll let you set that guy up.
Make sure to record. Did you format this one?
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna record now. Yeah, the small one. That orange with the blue W. I know, I was a little surprised. Yeah.
How are we looking now?
Looks good to me.
Sound should be okay.
Just gonna check the keys.
If he shows up late, then did Griffin text me? It looks like the starting pretty
That kid? Probably.
just like,
I know, I hate that. I've said to him, like, I appreciate that you agree with me, but as usual, no one's willing to. That's gotta
Right.
be him, right? I don't know what he looks like.
yeah, I mean, either.
No,
I'll ask
offense,
him.
I believe the same Chris because I never know who, like, I should talk to him. I ask him.
You Griffin?
Griffin? Oh,
Okay.
awesome. Okay.
We're on the other side.
You know, it's like, I don't know. He's over here.
He's on the other side of the press box.
Test.
He's, well, where did he go? He went to the bathroom.
He probably went to the bathroom. But that's
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is.
So yeah, you'll have those headphones right there, and he has this.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Walpole High School. In today's Division I Final Four matchup between Westwood High School and Franklin High School. Participating student athletes, coaches, contest officials have all worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Ensure that your behavior reflects the values that should be identified with these student athletes. Assume responsibility for your behavior and the behaviors of those around you. We look forward to a great contest. Now for today's starting lineups. First, from the number 7 seed, Franklin High School. Number 10, Lindsay Atkinson. Number 5, Caitlin Carney. Number 12, Gabby Consigli. Number 15, Peyton Crandall. Number 2, Riley Cross. Number 4, Julia Flynn. Number 3, Mae Grasso. Number 22, Vera Hansen. Number 8, Ella Mahoney. Number 13, Kate Peterson. Number 6, Catherine Ryan. And number 23, Jamie Tanner.
So it's live
Head
now.
coach of Franklin is Miss Kristen Garino.
I'll turn it on.
And the rest of the Franklin High Panthers. Now for the number 3 seed, Westwood High School. Number 4, Anna Connaughton. Number 6, Caroline Mazzillo. Number 8, Emily DeMeo. Number 10, Charlotte DeMeo. Number 11, Ava Kelly. Number 12, Catherine McGowan. Number 14, Olivia Williams. Number 16, Lillian Hancock. Number 17, Hillary Noble. Number 20, Riley Harrington. Number 21, Kara McManus. And number 25, Kayla McGrail. Head coach of Westwood is Margot Spagola. And the rest of the Westwood High School. Ladies and gentlemen, last evening, Anthony Gates, a member of the class of 2025 at Franklin High School, passed away unexpectedly. Anthony was also a student athlete, part of the Franklin High School football program. Anthony embodied all that it means to be a Panther. He was passionate, active, nurturing, thoughtful, high-performing, engaged, responsible, and supportive young man. This is a tremendous loss for the Franklin community. At this time, we would ask all to bow their heads and join in a moment of silence and reflection in honor of Anthony Gates. Thank you. At this time, we'd ask all spectators to please rise as we play the national anthem.
Franklin TV Sports presents exciting Franklin High School girls lacrosse. Today from Walpole High School in Walpole, Mass. It's the Final Four matchup between the Franklin High Panthers, who are the number 7 seed in the tournament with a record of 20-3, taking on the Wolverines of Westwood. They're seeded number 3, and they come over to Walpole with a mark of 21-3. Hi, neighbors, and welcome to our telecast. I'm Pete Royce, working alongside Griffin Tolan. Griffin, this is what it's all about. Two storied franchises. They meet regularly, and this is a game that has everything going for it as they try to get to the final championship game.
And Pete, representative of that is the line of fans streaming into the stadium now as we're just about to get underway. As mentioned, these teams not too unfamiliar with deep rounds of the playoffs, but nonetheless, both teams are certainly antsy for this game and are hoping to advance to the championship round.
Franklin actually played Westwood once before, back in April, long time ago it seems, and Westwood won that one at Piscini Stadium by the score of 14-10. So this is a bit of a rematch. Franklin got here with wins over Andover 19-4, conquered Carlisle 7-3, and Wellesley 12-5. And the path for the Wolverines was over Beverly 20-6, Shrewsbury 12-4, and get this one, Griffin, over Longmeadow 11-10 in overtime to get to this matchup.
Wow, so a bit of a different story of the last round. Panthers having a bit of a surprise in terms of the score differential in their last game, whereas Westwood having to scrape it out in overtime. Wow, Pete.
So we're ready to go. Franklin in the traveling blue, they are the lower seed. Westwood in the home white with green trim. Katie Peterson out there for the Panthers to take the center draw. Our producer and our directors today are Scott Tooker and Meredith Robertson with some PA and noise in the background. It's going to be Katie Peterson to face off against Olivia Williams, two seniors. Peterson with the height advantage.
And the PA noise is
That is something.
thunderous.
Yeah.
Distracting the
They
players.
may
Hopefully
have
we
to
can
shut
get
that off.
Yeah, under control.
2 25-minute halves. We come to you from a neutral site, Walpole, Mass. Peterson and Williams waiting the whistle. There it is. And the draw is won by a violation here. They're going to do it again. They're going to do it again. The official didn't like what transpired there. She's going to toss it up again.
And Pete, all of this only adding to the anticipation that these girls feel to get this game underway.
Yeah, exactly. So a bit of a false start. The officials are Brian Ferris, Leslie Chambers, and Peggy DiNatale. And the alternate official at the table is Michelle Connolly. This is Leslie Chambers to try to restart. They did knock 4 seconds off the clock, but other than that, we're going to do it all over again. Williams and Peterson on the draw. Still getting everything set. Long delay here to get this one going again. There's the whistle. Ball is in the air, and Peterson with that height comes down with it. The Panthers quickly takes it into the offensive zone.
We'll look to set up here, move the ball around quickly, see if they can open up an attack.
We have a chance. We'll talk about the interesting coaching matchup in this one. Franklin coached by Kristen Garino in her 10th year. And the Wolverines are coached by Maggie Spatola, and both of them were college teammates at Boston College. Friends till now. After the game, friends again, but rivals here on the turf here in Walpole.
What a story that is, Pete.
Yeah. Of course, Kristen, 2 years older than Maggie, and Kristen was all everything at Boston College. This is Caitlin Carney for Lindsay Atkinson. Back to Carney. Caitlin had a terrific game. Last game out. She goes to work, trying to penetrate through, holds off in a violation and a foul called against Westwood. A free positional start for Caitlin Carney.
And what should be an opportunity for Franklin to get an early lead, Pete.
In goal is senior Riley Harrington. This is Carney, number 5, with the white ribbon on her head. Waits the whistle. Here it is. She takes it strong. She's got a look. She shoots and she scores. Caitlin Carney opens up the scoring, and Franklin leads it 1-0.
And Pete, certainly not the girl that you mind getting fouled in that situation. Caitlin Carney, so good on offense for this team. Gets in right nice and close and just puts it in the back of the net.
She's so good in the one-on-one matchups. Score comes at 23:30, so a minute and a half in. Franklin 1, Westwood no score.
And as we saw there, Carney not afraid to be physical and force those defenders to make a physical play, oftentimes drawing a foul and resulting in something just like we saw there.
So we'll do the draw again at midfield. Williams and Peterson. Peterson won that drive, the draw, and that helped set up a good possession and then the goal on the free positional start for the Panthers. So glad you're with us, fans. We're streaming live on Franklin TV and on the internet on YouTube. Sun-baked crowd here, not a breeze in the air, totally still, about 74 degrees at game time. And there's the draw. It's up and it's controlled by Westwood. First time they've handled it. Good speed, and that's what they're known for. Look at her go. They'll set it up behind an errant pass. It's going to be a turnover, and Franklin will have it back.
And Pete, speaking of the weather there, certainly preferable to the weather we've had in the past few weeks. Rain and cold.
Yeah,
up in like June.
Very nice out here today. Franklin, the starting lineup: Riley Cross, Maeve Grasso, Julia Flynn, Caitlin Carney, Catherine Ryan, Lindsay Atkinson, Gabby Consigli, Katie Peterson, Peyton Crandall, Vera Hansen, and Jamie Tanner. We'll give you the Westwood starting lineup in a moment. But this is Franklin crossing midfield. This is Caitlin Carney. Caitlin ducking through, takes a hit but ducks through it. Still play on here as Caitlin will now whip it out top. Franklin works it around. Julia Flynn. Over to Jamie Tanner. Franklin working the ball around. If whistle a timeout called here. And I'm not sure what that call is. It might have been an offside.
That's what I heard the referee saying.
Yeah, offside called. So Franklin will restart it. And with it is Caitlin.
And
Let's
we'll
check
see
it.
if Carney tries to
Yeah.
take a shot here, if she tries to pass off to a teammate.
Yeah, it is Caitlin Carney. She's out a little deeper than the usual. Yeah, she can. Too far to go. Katie Peterson with it for Lindsay Atkinson. Julia Flynn. Franklin takes it behind the net. They lead it 1-0.
Kind of a bit of a pick
The
there.
shot there and a nice save by Harrington. Franklin quick to the ball. They cannot get it. It's going to be Westwood first to the ball. Westwood has great speed. Talking to Coach Garino before the game, Ryan, she said they are very fast and very talented with a great group of seniors and a tradition like Franklin of excellent lacrosse play. That's the matchup here today.
And Pete, despite not seeing them with the ball much, we have seen that already. The speed tremendous as 25 cuts towards the middle here.
Exactly. So they'll go back to their offense. Kella McGrail was 25. Now they work back to Olivia Williams. It's an upper-class laden team. Of the 20 on the roster, 15 are either juniors or seniors. This is Williams cutting through. Back in deep. The little ball is loose, and a foul is called, and a free positional start coming up for the Wolverines. Their other starters, Ava Connington, Caroline Nozzolio, Emily DeMaio, Charlotte DeMaio, Ava Kelly, Catherine McGowan. We mentioned Williams, Lillian Hancock, Hillary Noble, Riley Harrington, Karen McManus, and Kella McGrail. The shot and the score. The score there, and it's right on the free positional start, and it's 1-1. So both teams scoring on free positionals.
And Pete, the speed of Nozzolio, I believe it was there, on the restart, able to get her so close to Mahoney on the shot, and so Mahoney just completely unable to do anything as she puts it in the bottom corner.
You'd give the goal to McGrail, Nella
pardon me.
McGrail. So it's 1-1. Score comes at 20:59. So first tie of the game. Franklin will try to regain the advantage they just had.
And both teams already showcasing what their strengths are. Franklin moving the ball around, being careful, looking for something to open up and then trying to take advantage. And Westwood just attacking, using their speed as much as possible, and trying to just outspeed at any little hole they can find.
Talking to Coach Garino before the game, Griffin, she said, as for the preparation of this game, my kids know what they have to do. This is the 25th game of the season. They know what they need to do. Just execute the plan. Draw here. Peterson tries to win it, and she will scoop up the ground ball, but she loses control. Now she regains. Will reset the offense for the Panthers. Going from left to right across your screen. The dark navy blue. Whistle and a foul call, but play on. Peterson. Over on the right side it comes to Vera Hansen. This is Vera. Stops and cuts it back out top for Jamie Tanner. 1-1, 20-27 to go in the first half. Sun-drenched Walpole Stadium. It's actually Johnny Turco Memorial Field.
And already seeing, as you were mentioning earlier, the slow attack style of the Panthers compared to the high-octane, speedy offense that Westwood has.
Tanner comes over now to Gabby Consigli. She gets a start here today, Consigli. Coming through, a whistle and a foul here. Interference off the shoulder. I believe this will be a free positional start for the Panthers.
Not the best angle, though. We'll see what. I believe that's Peterson.
Yeah,
what
it
she
is
can do with
Katie
it.
Peterson, yeah. On a strong angle to the left of the goal. Peterson will not go. She'll take it back out. Franklin looking for a pass down front. Oh, Tanner had an open look and shot it wide. A great play by the Panthers as they did not take the free positional, but they worked it beautifully. That was a good look.
Great opportunity, and you're certainly not, even though it didn't go in the back of the net, you're certainly not going to be disappointed if that's the look you're going to get every time coming down the field.
They'll take it to the steal by Flynn. Flynn with the turnover. Here come the Panthers back. We're 1-1 here early on in the first half from Walpole, Mass. Neutral site game for this Final Four matchup. The winner will play Reading, the Reading-Lincoln Sudbury winner. And that'll be in the state championship. At a date and time to be announced, we have the venue, Babson College. Over to Katie Peterson. Katie makes her move, takes a bump, goes through, picks up a defender for Lindsay Atkinson. She's coming through. She's holding. She'll go behind the net with it. Now the Panthers will look for their patented cuts, but the ball is misfired, and that's going to be out of bounds. And you see that team speed. The team speed by the Wolverines gets to the ball first.
And despite the errant pass there by Atkinson, love the play to go behind the net there. Not a great opportunity on the shot, and decides to attempt to recycle. I want to see more smart plays from the Panthers there as the game goes on.
Seems like the Panthers have dominated the territorial play, but we're tied at 1. The Wolverines out of the Tri-Valley League. Panthers, of course, out of the Hockomock League. Westwood with a great tradition of lacrosse. This is Olivia Williams, the senior. Williams, she'll drop it down deeper. Franklin sets up on defense.
You already hear good adjustments by the Panthers to try to slow the transition attack speed of Westwood.
Yeah, I think the Panthers will take a slow down game. Both teams now settling in. Hancock with it. Coming through is Nazalillo, and she shoots and scores. Nazalillo, I think, got that goal. Just made a nice cut by herself and pumped it home, 2-1.
Yeah,
Westwood.
Impressive creating that goal all on her own. Momentum falling towards the right as she's able to shoot it back left underneath the stick of Mahoney. As Mahoney, you can see there, rehearsing her motions there in the net. Maybe feeling a little shaken after that goal.
So the first lead change of the game, Nazalillo gets the goal. She's a sophomore, one of 5 on the team. And it's 2-1, Westwood. Can the Panthers come back now? with Williams and Peterson on the draw. Pete Royce with you, Griffin Tolanen alongside. Good crowd on hand here, most of which are in the far side bleachers.
Good sized crowds, right, Pete? The bleachers can fool you. They're so wide.
I know
it
it.
can almost look sparse, but
Yeah, it's a
there are
huge-
quite a few fans in attendance.
Huge sitting area. This is Caitlin Carney trying to get the Panthers back to a tie. The lights have come on here at Walpole High. 16:48 to go in the first half. 2-1 Westwood. Jamie Tanner out deep for Flynn. Atkinson, Peterson, everybody getting a touch here. Panthers and Westwood 21 came down to the final half minute and Westwood scored in the championship game. Unbelievable.
And that was Katie Peterson, the UMass Amherst commit, dancing around there as she recycles.
Franklin with a long possession, looking for just the right cutters. This is Atkinson. Lindsay holding, gets the pass down low. Back out top for Tanner on the skip pass. Jamie leaves it out front, and the pass is picked by Peterson. She comes in, she shoots on the backside. It's blocked by Harrington on a great play by Harrington to make the stop. Riley Harrington, the sophomore, stops the Panthers' attack.
Yeah, impressive recovery there, Pete.
Atkinson back. Franklin did get to the ball behind the goal and retains the possession. It was Peterson, though, who put on a beautiful move. Tried to get the backhander off. Couldn't quite get full strength behind it. It just dribbled through. This is Tanner spinning through 360. Comes through, back out deep for Atkinson. She fakes. She comes through. She can't release. In front, and a whistle and a foul's called. See what this one will be. I believe it's on the Wolverines. And who's going to take the free positional for the Panthers? It's way out deep.
Yeah, Atkinson not looking like she's giving the ball up here, Pete. I think it's going to be her.
So she's got a pretty good look. It's better than I thought, but she doesn't go for it. She's going to send it back around. Flynn over on the corner. Deep in the corner. Baseline extended. Come the Panthers now behind the net. Franklin looks to cutter. It's Carney. Her shot is blocked by Harrington again. Beautiful cut, but the Panthers couldn't finish. Harrington with the big save.
And unfortunately, if you're a Franklin fan, that was a great move by Harrington, coming out, blocking off the angle, not allowing the ball to get down as Carney had hoped.
Tanner goes for the steal, and she wins it over to Flynn. Great play by Jamie Tanner. She forced the turnover.
And the intensity of this game ramping up here as the minutes go on, Pete.
Absolutely. This is Caitlin Carney. She had a great look, but Riley Harrington has been terrific in goal for the Wolverines. 14:06 to go in the half. 2-1. Westwood with the lead. This is Atkinson spinning through. She's up close. She can't shoot. And a whistle and another foul called. 3 officials working this game.
And the second consecutive foul call that Atkinson has been able to draw. She's been awesome.
Again, Peggy DiNatale, Leslie Chambers, and Brian Ferris are your officials. And there's an alternate on the table, and that is Michelle Connolly. Way out deep for the Panthers. This is Tanner.
Yeah, definitely not going to shoot, but we'll see if there are any cutters. They're going towards the front of the net.
Nope, they're going to just pass it quickly to Atkinson for Peterson. Caitlin Carney, so skilled with the ball. And Tanner has it stolen. And here comes the speed of Westwood to midfield and beyond. Charging upfield, faking, holding, and the ball is mishandled, but still recovered by Catherine McGowan. What a steal that was by the Wolverines. But McGowan mishandled the ball, and now it's going to be out of bounds and play on for Westwood. On the far side, they'll loop it back out top. Comes out there to Emily DeMaio. I believe the DeMaio girls are sisters Charlotte and Emily, sophomores.
And that's got to be fun for them.
With it now is Hancock. and she can't do anything with it. She'll pass it in the corner. Wesley leads 2-1. A little drop pass coming through, double teamed. The shot off and the score by Emily DeMaio. She drew a double team, it didn't matter. She goes with the backhand left side cradle and puts it home.
And impressive there, to exactly as you mentioned, Pete, being able to work back to her strong side, get the shot that she wants, and just able to pick that top corner. Azahoni again is kind of going through her motions there in net. And if you're a Franklin fan, almost wishing that she had 1 or 2 shots that are a little bit more manageable for her, help her get in the zone, help her feel like she's playing well. Right now she's had to face a few tough shots early, and I feel like that's contributed to, and especially as a sophomore, a lot of pressure in net there, maybe feeling like she isn't playing so hot right now, even though these have just been some tough shots to handle.
Yeah, she'll have to put that in the past and gear up for the rest of the game. Plenty of time remaining. The other side of the ledger, Riley Harrington has been outstanding in goal. She's blocked a couple that would have been ticketed for the net. Draw coming with 13:11 to go in the half.
And maybe just some of the years in playoff experience showing in those differences there, Pete.
Westwood controls it, and they'll take it upfield. 3 unanswered goals by the Wolverines. Franklin led 1-0. They trail now 3-1. Williams in the corner deep. Wolverines take it behind Nazaleo to DeMaio, who just scored. She drops it, comes back out. Emily looking for 2 goals in a row. Will drop it out deep for Lillian Hancock. This is she with it. She's coming through. Ball is tipped away. They're going to call a foul that stops the Franklin potential fast break. A foul call there. That's probably why the ball came loose. It's going to be a free positional start for Lillian Hancock, the senior.
Hopefully, if you're a Franklin fan, this is a momentum boost for Mahoney here, as ideally she can get a save.
Hancock charged through. She shoots and scores. 4 goals in a row. Hancock makes it 4-1.
And Pete, the second free positional start for Westwood, that's just been right in front of the net. Can't be giving up too many of those if you want to win at this level.
So Hancock shows her skill. Lillian, her first goal. So 4 different Wolverines have scored in this. They've put home 4 straight. This one comes with 11:05, so just 2 minutes and 6 seconds apart on the, 1 minute and 6 seconds apart on the last 2 goals. 4 straight and a timeout called. I think Coach Kristen Garino needed to take this timeout to regroup her team.
Yeah, Pete, I mean, just a lot of momentum going Westwood's way right now, but I think what's going on in that huddle right now is, look, we know we're a better team in this. We know we can compete at this level with them, and the scoreboard right now is not dictating how close we are in terms of skill level with this team. So let's go out there. Let's probably making some defensive adjustments in that huddle, and then reassuring her team on offense, continuing to move that ball, continue to take those shots. They've had some great opportunities, Pete. They just haven't been able to net them.
Yeah, exactly. Said these 2 teams have played once before back in April. Westwood won 14-10. That game was at Franklin. And we mentioned the big game in 2021. Westwood won in the state championship game. I would say the last 30 seconds of the game, they scored a goal. 4-1. So goals, Franklin opened the scoring at 23:30 with a goal by Caitlin Carney. And then it's been McGrail, Nazaleo, DeMaio, and Hancock. 4 straight for the Wolverines. Franklin 20-3 on the season. Westwood 21-3. That's how close these 2 teams match up. And it'll be Franklin needing to come from behind in this one. The winner will play in the state championship against the winner of Lincoln Sudbury, the number 1 seed, versus Reading, the number 5 seed. And that'll be in the championship game at a date and time to be announced. We know the game will be at Babson College. So Franklin, after timeout, see if they can regroup and gain that form that's catapulted them to 20 victories in this outstanding season.
And what they have to keep in mind here too, Pete, is that we're only a fraction of the way into this game, not even 25% of the way through. There's plenty of time to mount a comeback here, and so they just need to make a few plays and swing the momentum towards their side. And those don't have to be goals either. It can be simple things.
You could see definitely, though, the speed of Westwood. And they took that errant pass and just brought it upfield. They've drawn 2 or 3 free positional starts, and they've been so good on them. So here we go with Peterson and Williams at midfield on the draw. Here we go, high up in the air, and it's controlled by Westwood. The Wolverines have it. Hillary Noble, and they work it upfield. Coming through deep, now they'll take it behind the goal. Westwood seems to be good in the fast break style of play and the deliberate play. Coming through and holding it out. Now passing is Nazaleo, Caroline. Stumbling there by DeMaio, but she regains control. In front, all alone, the save there by Mahoney on a beautiful save by Mahoney.
An unfortunate tie up there between 2 Franklin players. The ball goes wide, and they're not able to get possession.
Yeah, that's a tough break there.
Particularly after Mahoney is able to make her first save of the game, hopefully starting to feel a little better about herself, not able to regain possession, and Westwood stays on the offensive.
It's a long offensive possession. That ball floats over the net. Picked up by a Wolverine. In front, that's an errant pass. Who can get to it? It's going to be Nazaleo. Down in the corner, 4-1 Wolverines. Big possession for both teams. Can Franklin get the ball back and get within 2 again? With it is Hancock. Hancock, she's got the last goal of the game. And she'll drop it out there for Kella McGrail. McGrail has the first goal for the Wolverines. Caitlin Carney has the first goal of the game, but that's the only goal for the Panthers so far.
And Pete, I don't know what the discussion was at that timeout, but Franklin doing a much better job keeping Westwood in front here so far.
Yep, tight defense. Little flip pass to DeMaio. She goes deep on the right wing for McGrail. This is McGrail holding it. A little flip pass to DeMaio. Reverses. And she fumbles it, picks up her own loose ball, and tips it to a teammate. With it now. And the shot and the score. The shot and the score, I believe that was Noble or Hancock. Might have been Hancock. We'll wait for the announcement on that. 5 straight for Westwood. They're really rolling here with 8:40.
Scored by number 16, Lillian Hancock.
It's Hancock. She gets the last 2. Hancock, the last 2 goals. It's 5-1.
And an impressive shot there. Pretty much no angle there, and somehow finds the back of the net. Demoralizing for this team, especially the way that they're playing defense right there, Pete. Much better than they've been playing for most of the game so far. And Coach John Layton, after the goal was scored, assistant coach John Layton, I should say, walking up down the sideline saying, let's go, hoping that this team can turn it around sooner rather than later.
5-1, 8:41 to go in the first half. Pete Royce, Griffin Tolanen from Walpole High School, a neutral site for this semifinal matchup. Ball is in the air, controlled by Peterson. Franklin, seems like it's been a while since they've had it on offense. Katie goes by 3 different players.
She was swarmed there, Pete.
She really drew a bunch. Atkinson drops it back for Katie Peterson. She repositions Jamie Tanner through. Panthers trying to create some space in front of the goal. Staffed up by Harrington. Riley Harrington. This is Peterson. Coming through. Drop it back out to Atkinson. Back to Lindsay. Under 8 to go in the first half. Now with it is Emily Carney. So she's in the game for Peterson. Jamie Tanner in the center of the field. Charging through, spinning 360, draws a double team. In front, nice pass down. Franklin, Emily Carney for the cutter there. And a whistle stops play. And a hold call. This should be a free positional for Lindsay Atkinson.
We'll see on what arc, though. Looks like it's going to be on the blue arc. And so hopefully a chance here for Franklin to get one back.
So Franklin hasn't scored since 23:30 remained in the first half. No, there's no shot attempt. Back to Carney. Caitlin for Katie Peterson, and another foul called here. So it'll be Katie Peterson now with the free positional. Katie looking for her first goal of the game. There's the whistle. Katie comes through. She shoots wide. And first to get to the ball there, I believe, was Gabby Consigli. No, they're going to give it to Westwood. But it's stolen. Nice steal by the Panthers. Beautiful steal there. Taken by Katie Ryan.
And let's see if these Panthers can take advantage of that error there, as that ball was floated a little too carelessly over the net, out of reach of the Westwood keeper.
6:23 to go, 5-1 Westwood. Panthers would like to get a couple on the board here and get much closer here in the half than trailing it by 4. 5 unanswered goals by the Wolverines. This is Carney. Caitlin charging through, all kinds of contact. She is looking for a foul, lost her eye goggles, and finally a whistle. We'll see what the call is. The referees are going to get together and talk about it.
And I think Carney threw about every fake in her bag there.
Yeah,
in that
she's got a lot
series.
of fakes in that bag too. It's a good bag. Carney bound for James Madison University in the fall.
And as good as she's playing here, not for lacrosse. Tremendous two-sport athlete, lacrosse and field hockey. Pardon me, is it lacrosse that she's going for? Correct me if I'm
Yes,
wrong.
it is lacrosse.
All right,
yeah.
so a force on the field hockey
Yeah.
field as well, but going for lacrosse.
Yeah, she's going
as
to play
you're-
for
you're
lacrosse.
not surprised to see.
Yeah, and she's going to get the free positional. So let's see if it pays off for her. Caitlin Carney. She had the first goal. Can she get another one? Right side cradle for Carney. He comes through, finds her own space. Harrington dives for it. It's going to be picked up by the Wolverines. Harrington has been immense in goal for the Wolverines. Riley Harrington, only a sophomore.
Pete, you're so right. She's been absolutely tremendous so far. I mean, without some of these saves, I think we're looking at a 5-3, 5-4 game here, Pete.
I want to make a correction. Riley Harrington is a senior, so she's one of their seniors in goal. She's playing like a senior, I'll tell you that. Playing like a experienced player for sure. 5:19 to go, 5-1. Harrington leaves the goal empty, but she dribbles it out and picked up in there by Olivia Williams. To midfield comes Williams.
And Franklin letting the momentum get to them a little bit right now, I think. Some good offensive possessions that have resulted in some really great looks, have been shut down by some great plays by Harrington. And on the defensive end, they've played some really good defense since coming out of that timeout, and it hasn't mattered. Westwood's still finding a way to impose their will on this Franklin team.
Hancock over to Nazaleo. Nazaleo will pull up with it. Drops it back behind the goal. Less than 5 to go in the half. Williams. Now they take it behind the goal. On the right wing. Cross behind the net to in front. In front, the ball is loose and an errant pass. Let's see what the call is going to be here. It looked like an unforced error, but one of the officials blew her whistle. And it's going to be a free start for the Wolverines.
And fortunate for the Panthers, that's far beyond the reaches of the net. Even if a shot is attempted here, Mahoney should have no problem saving it.
It's Kella McGrail, and she won't take it. A pass in front, and there's the shot in the goal. Wow. I believe that was DeMaio. Could have been Nazaleo. We'll wait for the call. Beautiful passing. They fill the lanes beautifully, and they cash it in.
And Pete, that's the play that I'm surprised we haven't seen from the Panthers more. Opting to go around the horn and kind of not really take advantage of those free positional starts as much on the offensive end. I'm hoping to see some more of those from the Panthers, some cutters in from the wing, and generate some more of those chances. We had one earlier in the game. They weren't able to convert, but it was a great look, and just not going to that as much. And maybe they should, as working around the horn as they usually do hasn't worked as much.
3:51 to go. 6 straight goals after the Franklin Panthers scored the first. It's been 6 straight. We believe that was DeMaio. We'll say her unofficially. Her second goal. She's got 2. Hancock's got 2. Nazaleo got 1, and McGrail has 1. Franklin with the control. This is Caitlin Carney.
Scored by Westwood, number 6, Caroline Nozzolio.
No, they're going to give it to Nazaleo, the last goal, her second. In any event, it's still 6-1. Franklin having trouble getting into their rhythm offensively. Big part of that has been Riley Harrington in goal. What a force she's been. Franklin looking for cutters. Peterson can't get it. It's errant. It's on the ground ball. Picked up by Tanner. She had a space, but she couldn't recover. She takes a strong hit. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to be a card here. Brian Ferris reaching in his pocket. He pulled it out, but he tucked it back in, and there is a marker on the field here. It is going to be a. No, I guess that was a goggles that was on the field. I'm sorry. So it is no penalty, but a free positional start for Jamie Tanner right in front.
And with 3 minutes just over left in this half, let's see if Franklin can get some momentum heading into the second half.
Harrington stops another one. Peterson picks up the ground ball. A good look by Tanner, but Harrington stopped it again. She's been one of their stars. Peterson faking, coming through, backhanded pass behind the back. It's going to be errant, and a foul called here against Westwood. It's a nice pass by Peterson, goes behind the back, but a foul called on Westwood.
And I'm not sure if Westwood has an MVP of the game award they give after each game, but if they do, so far it's looking like there is no doubt that it should be given to Harrington. She has played phenomenally.
Peterson with the free positional start. She'll take it through. She shoots, and it's blocked by Harrington again. She came out of her goal and faced Peterson head on and won it.
I mean, it may as well be a brick wall back there.
It is. It is.
They're doing the same job.
Franklin with good looks. I'm sure Coach Garino will talk about to them. You got the looks, let's just cash it in. Out with it now is McGrail, and she'll drop it back. Coming up on 2 minutes to go in the first half. 6-1 Westwood.
Pete, the trick might be Harrington's coming out and closing down a lot of these shooters' angles, not letting them get the ball get to the spot that they want it to be. Maybe it's the trick is for these Franklin players to shoot it maybe a step earlier, not let her close out as much of an angle.
Or perhaps make another pass, even though you think you have daylight, maybe that other pass could set up a better angle.
That's a good point.
For a teammate. We'll see what kind of adjustments Kristen Garino makes at halftime. They are getting good looks, though. McGrail with it. Time winding down in the half. Down below for Catherine McGowan. The Wolverines not making many mistakes.
No, and the ones they are making, Franklin hasn't been able to capitalize on.
Right. Coming through is Connaughton. Ava will drop it back with 1 minute to go in the half. Hancock out deep for DeMaio. And the shot and the goal. Unbelievable pass down low. I think that was DeMaio who found some very little space down there, and she put it home.
Westwood goal scored by number 8.
And Pete, the last kind of bastion of hope for this Franklin team, at least in the first half, I think, was keep Westwood off the board for the remaining few minutes, see if we can string together a few passes, few good looks on offense, and at least feel good about the way that we finished the half. Going into halftime, come out in the second half strong. That has not been the case, unfortunately. All of the good looks that we've had in the last few minutes that Franklin has had have been shut down in large part due to the phenomenal play of Harrington. And then on the defensive end, conceding yet another goal before this half ends. A rough start for the Panthers, but if anyone can make a turnout, it's these Panthers, and if anyone knows the right adjustments to make, it's this coach.
Well, we'll look forward to it. 52 seconds to go here in the first half, and then 25 more minutes. Panthers down big, 7-1. Peterson and Williams with the draw again. This time Brian Ferris has it teed up, and Peterson shoots it high, and that's going to be a foul on Peterson. Foul on Peterson. She wiped out Hancock. It'll be the Wolverines' ball with 40 seconds to go. They're going to back off the Wolverines a few yards. And putting it in play will be Ava Connaughton, senior. Ava with it. DeMaio down behind the goal. Time running down here in the first half. This is McGrail, Kella. 3 seconds to go. And I'm not sure Westwood knew how much time was remaining there. And they come out and greet Riley Harrington as well they should. She's been outstanding here. So Franklin scored the first goal at 23:30. And look at the time of the Westwood goals: 20:59, 17:04, 12:16, 11:05, 8:41, 3:51, 52. So a nice rhythm to their goals. They've had different players put it home, and the goalkeeper's been outstanding. What an uphill battle that the Panthers face here in the second half. We're going to take a break and come back to Westwood for the final 25. The Panthers hope it's not the final 25 minutes of their season. So stay tuned for more at halftime here from Walpole, the neutral site field. It's Westwood High 7, Franklin 1. The second half is next on Franklin TV. Welcome back to Walpole High School. Pete Royce, Griffin Tolanen. An explosion by the Westwood Wolverines. After Franklin scored its first goal at 23:30, they score 7 in a row. Red hot. What a combination for this Westwood team. You see why they're such a highly seeded team. Speed, team defense, great goalkeeping, and players who can put the ball home.
Yeah, Pete, it's really been a complete domination so far by Westwood, as unfortunate it is to put it that way for any Franklin fans that are listening. But it has been, and looking to be a script flip if you're a Franklin fan or if you're these Panthers in the second half. And the story of the game has been Riley Harrington, the goalkeeper of Westwood. In all honesty, offense and defense has seemed pretty balanced between these two teams. The difference has been the outstanding goalkeeping of Harrington.
I think G would say time of possession has to be well in favor of the Wolverines too. They've worked it a lot. Franklin's had trouble getting into the offensive zone. We'll flip the fields and see how Franklin can go from right to left across your screens as we start the second half. Franklin down 7-1. This is the state semifinals. The officials again today, Brian Ferris, Leslie Chambers, and Peggy DiNatale. And the alternate or the table official is Michelle Connolly. Here we go, 25 minutes left. Franklin needs to score fast and furiously. They're down 7-1. Franklin flips the ball in the air. It's going to be picked up. Players had to hold their position, and it's going to be a violation on Westwood. The Panthers catch a break. Here's Caitlin Carney. Carney drops it for Katie Peterson. Skip pass on the right wing. With it out there is Peyton Crandall. Retreating, strong defense, pushes the Panthers back. With it now is Riley Cross, who gets the start today. She's been injured quite a bit. Katie Peterson with some space, she'll take it back out. First possession of the half for Franklin.
And as this game goes on, if the score stays similar, they might have to start attacking that space a little harder.
Lindsay Atkinson. How big would it be for Franklin to get the first goal of this half and end a long drought? There's Franklin with their cuts. Tanner. Atkinson with some speed, charges through, she shoots, and the one hopper just bounded away. She had beaten Riley Harrington, but the ball was misfired on the bounce.
And although the Westwood bench erupting there, I think they thought that Harrington might have gotten a piece of it with the shaft of her stick.
And she might have. Here's some passing to the open field. Again, Westwood with the speed. That is DeMaio. Now on the right side is McGowan. She'll take it behind. A little bit of a wind picks up for the first time today.
And we'll see how aggressive Westwood continues to be in this second half, maybe opting to go for some more possession and try to wind the clock down a little more and not be as aggressive as they were being in the first.
Well, I know how Franklin would play it. They would not take their foot off the gas pedal. They would just keep the pressure on. So we'll see. That's an interesting sidelight to the game. How does Westwood decide to play this 6-goal lead here in the second half? There's the pass in front, the shot there, and the goal. The goal by Charlotte DeMaio. She just holds and shoots and fires and scores.
And that might have answered our question there,
yeah,
Pete.
Right.
They will not be backing off either.
So at 22:53, it's the 8th straight goal in the game. This time it's Charlotte DeMaio for her first. 8-1. They just passed it beautifully, found one player, DeMaio. She just went with the left side cradle and fired it past Mahoney for the 8th goal of the game for the Wolverines.
And shot placement has just been phenomenal for Westwood. I don't think there's been a single shot that hasn't been placed in one of the corners.
Yeah, exactly. 8-1 now. Westwood with the lead. All the Panthers on the sidelines, on their feet, still cheering on. Their teammates are on the turf. And Peterson gets the draw over. No. Back in it. Franklin takes it behind the goal. They need some scoring fast. Atkinson holding. Here's Tanner, and she draws a foul, and she'll have a free positional start. Panthers have looked good. They've only cashed in one, but they've had some good looks. We'll see if they can cash in here. Jamie Tanner on the start. She charges, she shoots, and she scores. It just trickled home, but the Panthers will take it after a long drought of about 25 minutes. They get the goal, they trail it 8-2.
And Pete, sometimes that's all you need. As you mentioned, a whole half of time is the difference in time between this first goal and now the Panthers' second goal. If you're a Franklin fan, you're hoping that this goal can reignite this team.
I believe it was Tanner, Jamie Tanner, her first. So it's 8-2. So that negates the goal that DeMaio scored Charlotte. But now the Panthers still have that 7-goal deficit, but it's a little later in the game.
And the Panthers, I think that they needed to start playing this way earlier. I'm liking to see that they're playing this way now, pushing the pace on offense, looking a little bit lackadaisical almost in the first half, and I know that's how they like to play. They like to move the ball around slowly, make informed decisions, see what's opening up, but that wasn't working against this Westwood team. Now, playing with a tenacious tempo there on offense and working as they're able to draw the free positional start right in front of the net, and Tanner with a shot that, as you mentioned, Pete, was just able to trickle right
just
past.
Just kept rolling and rolling. And Harrington did not stop that one. Here's Peterson back.
Got a piece, but not enough.
Panthers looking to make it 2 in a row. Caitlin Carney, with great speed herself, losing her goggles, will have to slow it down to reposition them. And she goes underhand to Peterson. Interesting pass there.
Well, when you're as talented as she is, maybe not an issue to make that pass, Pete.
Yeah. Katie Peterson, down low. 2 goals in a row would give the Panthers a big boost. This is where they need the cut. But look at the white shirts clogging the passing lanes. Very disciplined team are the Wolverines. Franklin still trying to go. Out deep with it is Kate Ryan. Peterson holding. A lot of traffic. She comes, she shoots, and she scores on the left side. Katie Peterson makes it 8-3 Westwood.
And I think it's been a combination of the Franklin Panthers and just a little bit. It's sorry, not a combination. It's been all the Franklin Panthers here in the second half. What I was trying to refer to there earlier, Pete, was these goals. What's happening here? Franklin has had good looks earlier. Why are they scoring now and not in that first half? I think the quality of the shots has been better here so far in the second half, really picking those corners, zipping them in there. We've been able to get close to the net, and Harrington has not been as aggressive in coming out to cut off that angle, which has left open those corners that weren't always there in the first half. We'll see if that's a trend that continues.
And so the senior, the talented one, Katie Peterson gets her first goal of the game. Franklin with 2 in a row. Now they trail it by 5. The last time they trailed it by 5 was with 3:51 to go in the first half when they trailed it 6-1. It's now 8-3, 21:15 to go. This is a good pace for Franklin scores. 1 every 2 minutes would be just what the doctor ordered. Here's Peterson again. Down
Maybe
low.
they were just on the unlucky side there in the first half.
Yeah, so down low, it's mishandled quickly by Ryan, Katie Ryan, and she'll go back for it. So that slows things down on the mishandle. Franklin will have to go to their structured play. Katie Ryan faking. 1-on-1 comes through. She shoots. She just shot high. She had a good angle, Griffin. And a whistle stops play. It's going to be a violation. Now one referee saying one way, the other one the other way. Let's see who they're going to give it to. They're going to give it to Westwood. Or are they? Yeah, they are. They're going to reposition Ryan deep behind the goal. That's what that was all about. And so it's a turnover. Tough break there. It looked like the Panthers had some good momentum in midfield now. Westwood on the fly. This is what they do. They got that great team speed. This is DeMaio. She loses the ball, and the steal from behind. And the ball is still loose. Picked up by McGrail for Westwood. Fast-paced action here from Walpole. 20 minutes to go in the game. 8-3. Westwood with the lead and the ball.
And with a little bit of Franklin momentum starting to be generated here in the second half, let's see if Westwood opts to slow down their tempo here now. Not what they were doing earlier, but now if they decide to do that and maybe try to have these Panthers cool off a little bit.
The next goal is so huge. Can Franklin keep the momentum going, or will one goal be a big halt to their style of play here in the second half? 19:28 left. Wolverines with it behind the goal. Ella Mahoney setting up in the crease. The sophomore's been tested strongly here today. Here's Westwood in front. The shot goes low. The save by Mahoney, her best save, but it's rebounded and loose on the field and picked up by McGrail, and they'll reset their offense.
And if Franklin wants to win this game, they're going to need to see more of those saves out of Mahoney. A nice kick save, knowing she's not going to be able to get her net down fast enough, just moves out her leg and was able to block that one.
But the ground ball picked up by the Wolverines. Under 19 to go. DeMaio out deep for McGrail. And they work it around Hancock. She's got 2 goals here today. It's been balanced scoring for the Wolverines. Nowhere to go with it is DeMaio. Pushed out of the way there is McGowan. Strong defense by Peyton Crandall. Coming through the shot, the save, 2 beauties by Mahoney. But again, Westwood to the ball again on the loose ball. The ground balls have been going Westwood's way. They'll restart their offense with 18 to go. The shot there on the fly, a wicked shot. They go high that time, and Ava Connaughton buries it, and it's 9-3.
And I think she just wasn't ready for that one, Pete. Glove, what am I talking about? Maybe thinking about too much of our baseball game that's going to be happening at 7 o'clock tonight. No, but right by stick side there, up high, and I think she was so far out, I was expecting her to maybe cycle around the net. Not ready for that one there. And a bad break for the Panthers. Mahoney, 2 great saves, playing such great defense there. But some of the momentum sucked out of this Franklin team now.
Yeah, so you go with 2 goals, 2 out of the last 3, but now it's 2 out of 4. It's even in the second half. Westwood will easily trade goals at this stage of the game because they have a 6-goal lead. The lead right now is the same we had at halftime. So that's basically taken off 7 minutes of this second half, and we're still a 6-goal differential. 9-3. Ava Connaughton with her first goal of the game. Connaughton, a senior. Peterson with the ball for the Panthers. Katie drops it for Atkinson, for Jamie Tanner, for Emily Carney deep on the right side. They go behind the net. Out for Katie Peterson. Katie, those long strides, just loops it for Tanner, back sideline extended. Coming through with it is Kate Ryan, a nice little drop pass for Tanner, spinning through. Jamie, a lot of moves there in her pocket. Over to Emily Carney. Carney back out to Jamie Tanner. Good defense by the Wolverines. Tanner gets through it though, draws a double team for Emily Carney, and she's fouled on the play. So she'll get a free positional start. Will Emily Carney. 16:56 to go. Clock moving here in the second half. Pete Royce with you alongside Griffin Tolanen. Our camera operators and our producers today, Meredith Robertson and Scott Tooker. We thank them for their excellent work. High above the press box here at Johnny Turco Memorial Field on the campus of Walpole High School. They're going to give the free start here to Emily Carney. Emily charges through, she shoots, and she buries it with authority, goes high, and she gets her first goal of the game. It's 9-4.
And the sophomore, Emily Carney, did not let the moment deter her. A great look right in front of the net for her on the free positional start. She charges right at the net, not even letting the Westwood defenders get close to her. It's a one-on-one with her and Harrington, and she blows it right past her.
You know, Griffin, at some point, you wonder if the torch will be passed from Caitlin Carney to Emily Carney. Maybe a little bit too early to talk about it, but that was a goal that I think Emily said, I'm going to be around this program for another couple of years, and you may see more of that out of me.
Well, to have so much playing time as a sophomore on such a competitive team indicates her skill level already. It'll be fun to see, to watch her as she grows over these next 2 years.
15:26 to go. It's now 9-4, so it's again the 5-goal deficit. Franklin hasn't trailed by 4 since 8:41 of the first half. The next goal is the one they need to get it back to within 4, then anything can happen. Peterson wins the draw with that high leap. She sends it upfield for Caitlin Carney. Caitlin into the attacking zone. Pushed off on the play, and she takes it behind the goal. For Kate Ryan, out deep for Katie Peterson. Katie makes her move. Bad angle and a whistle, and a foul called here against the Wolverines. A tough angle here, but a free positional for Katie Peterson.
And part of the story has been the Franklin Panthers and their play, obviously, but part of the story has been these free positional starts. Westwood playing a much less clean half here in the second.
Yeah, that's for sure. Franklin has found some holes in that defense. Peterson waits the whistle. Still waits. There it is. If she's going to pass it. Well, I thought she had a lane, but she went for the pass to Katie Ryan. Emily Carney with it. Emily trying to make it 2 goals in a row. Will back it out for Lindsay Atkinson. Franklin will reset for Emily Carney. She's got the last goal for the Panthers. Peterson behind the goal, looking for those cutters. Oh, it's errant, intended for Jamie Tanner, but Caitlin Carney, the senior, quick to the ball to pick up the ground ball.
And it's so important there to keep possession here. Feels like it's a must-have for this next goal.
Caitlin Carney comes through, and again, her shot is wide. Those shots are there. Franklin first to the ball, but Carney with another good look to Griffin.
And those are the ones that, as the game goes on, you're going to need to bury more and more of them if you want to have a chance to win this game if you're the Franklin Panthers.
Yeah, especially with the time beginning to become a factor here in the second half. Jamie Tanner for the Panthers. Franklin down 9-4. In front, Peterson reaches for it, can't get it, but Franklin should have it as they were, no, they're going to say that's an errant pass out of bounds. It doesn't matter who's close on the pass. That was not ruled a shot, so it's a turnover. And Westwood now with the sunshine pouring through again. They're leading it 9-4. 14:02 left. Franklin stepping up the defense. This is Hancock. Her ball is dropped, but a foul called on Atkinson.
And a tough foul called there as I thought I heard the distinct sound of stick-on-stick check there.
So we go under 14 minutes to go. Hancock, it's errant. It's off a foot of a teammate, but recovered nicely by McGrail. Oh, let's check it. That is not McGrail. It's a player who now loses it. Ava Kelly, she loses it. Franklin with the steal. Franklin tries to get it going on offense. In the game now is Nora McCallum. Over to Vera Hansen. Vera, space closes and she'll leave it out for Emily Carney. Emily tries to make it 2 goals in a row. McCallum comes out. Peterson goes back in a short breather for Peterson. She'll come back onto the playing surface.
And Pete, as you mentioned earlier, the 1 goal per 2-minute pace that Franklin had established, even more crucial to continue to establish here as the game winds down towards 10 minutes, down by 5.
Atkinson in front, Peterson, whistle. And it's going to be a free positional start for Katie Peterson on the right wing. Franklin in this half has had some good looks. It's not been Harrington, it's been Franklin slightly misfiring on their ball for the net. Here's Katie Peterson, left-hand cradle. Katie holding. They position somebody behind the goal. Katie Peterson's going to take it strong. Her backhander, and she scores. Katie Peterson makes it 9-5.
And that is a big, big goal there. It is now anybody's game if the Panthers can sustain this momentum, Pete.
So it's a 4-goal differential. The last time Franklin trailed by 4 was at 8:41 and a whistle and a timeout called. Timeout on the field, 12:08 to go. Franklin trailing it 9-5. Goals this half by Jamie Tanner, Katie Peterson, Emily Carney, and Katie Peterson. And on the other side of the ledger, Charlotte DeMaio and Ava Connaughton have 2. Franklin with 4, so they cut the 6-goal deficit down to 4. Still plenty of time to go, but you got to keep an eye on the clock too.
Definitely do. I'm sure what they're talking about in the huddle right now is great work, but we have to keep it going. We have to sustain it. Know that while we only have 4 goals to go, we've only scored 5. We need to keep this momentum up, keep the tempo going, and we're playing better than right now. Just keep it going.
Yeah, at this point, the Wolverines will happily trade goals, but Franklin needs to shut down their defensive postures and keep the Wolverines from getting quality shots as they've done most of this first half. It was 2 beautiful goals. The one by Connaughton, their last Westwood goal, was a beauty. She went high side, but here, Emily Carney and Katie Peterson. Peterson with 2 out of the last 3 goals. And you wonder if Katie Peterson just doesn't want her season to end here today.
MP, what do you feel the difference has been in this second half from the first?
I think Franklin seems to be playing much more relaxed and, letting their talent come out. They were tight in the first half, and they didn't know what hit them. But here they've found their rhythm, but question is it too little, too late? We shall see. The next goal is huge. If it's back up to 5, well, that's going to be a tough row to hoe. But here at 4, if they cut it to 3, we have a lacrosse game here from Walpole Stadium. Beautiful turf field here at Walpole. Neutral site field, sun shining, the lights are on to kind of help with the shadows. So we're ready to start the last 12:08. You got to think that Coach Maggie Spatola a little bit worried about the comeback that the Panthers are making. Peterson, though, just seems like she's taking control of the game here with 2 out of the last 3 goals. Franklin has scored 2 goals in a row, but they did that before, but then they gave up a goal. Here's where they need to shut it down. Peterson and Williams on the draw once again. So glad you're with us, fans, on Franklin TV, and we're streaming worldwide on the internet on YouTube. Breeze blowing here in Walpole. Beautiful conditions. Peterson gets for the draw. It's on the turf, still up high. No, and a foul is called. They're going to call it against Franklin, and it's going to be Westwood with the free start out deep.
And bad break for Franklin. We'll see if they can regain possession quickly.
Peterson was going for that draw. The ball went high, then it was a battle for it, and Franklin called for the violation. So here we go. 11:59 to go. Franklin tries to force the errant pass, cannot. It's connected to by the Wolverines. They take it behind the Franklin goal. Out with it now is Catherine McGowan on the left wing. This is the defense that has to shine for the Panthers to keep the Wolverines off the board. It's down to a full goal deficit. Coming through, drawing a double team, still charging through with it, is Ava Connaughton for Hancock. Hancock dips down and gets it on the left wing deep for McGrail. Crosses paths with Herring, Connaughton, back to Connaughton, back to McGrail. Coming up on 11 minutes to go in the game. Hancock, McGrail in front, some open, and a shot. It's going to go through, but a whistle stop play beforehand. That's a fortunate blowing of the whistle there for the Panthers. Even though they're going to face a free positional start, that person had good position and scored it, but it was after the whistle. So it's free positional here for the Wolverines. This could be the play of the game so far.
A few good saves in the second half from Mahoney. She's going to need another one right here.
Coming through, the shot and the goal. The free positional makes it 10-5. That's the goal you did not want to give up. It was a bouncer, and Mahoney could not stop it, and it's 10-5.
And now as the clock reads 10:29. Franklin is going, if they want to tie, is going to have to maintain, as you mentioned earlier, that 1 goal to every 2-minute tempo, and that's tricky.
That is hard. That was a tough one, the free positional, and she went low, and Mahoney dug down deep, but not far enough, and the ball bounced through. Not sure who scored that goal. It might have been McGowan. Nonetheless, it's 10-5, Wolverines. 10:29 left. Peterson and Williams on the draw once again. Williams can't get it. Peterson does, and she'll take it in space. Up the field she comes on the left wing. She'll drop it back for Lindsay Atkinson. Back to Katie Peterson.
And you have to wonder, as this game goes on, if the Panthers have to look to force the issue a little more. As Peterson cuts in.
She shoots and scores. So that got the goal back pretty quickly. A hat trick for Peterson here in the second half. And they counter the goal with 20 seconds gone. Now we talk about a 2-minute ratio. How about a goal within 20 seconds of the last Westwood goal? And it's 10-6 again. Back to 4 goals on the deficit.
Yeah, for the Panthers, you're not going to complain about scoring so quickly after that last Westwood goal. And Peterson, I mean, the rest of this game resides on her in the sense that winning the faceoff so important now with so little time to go. Possession here so crucial with the minutes winding down. She needs to be stellar there at the circle.
It's 10-6. It's interesting, Griffin. The first game that these two teams played early in the season, Westwood won by 4 goals, 14-10. And here they have that 4-goal lead again. 10:09 to go. It's the state semifinals, the Final Four. The winner will play the winner of Lincoln Sudbury against Reading at Babson College at a date and time to be announced. Peterson flips it in the air, battled for it, still hustling for it, still on the ground, and it's picked up by Atkinson. Lindsay Atkinson with a nice ground ball save for the Panthers. Under 10 minutes to go in the game. Franklin trying to keep its season alive. Caitlin Carney with it. Caitlin makes her move one-on-one, draws the double team, still controls the feed, looking back, and now it's in front for Peterson. She fakes, drops that shoulder, spins through, in front, she shoots, and she scores again. And Katie Peterson makes it 10-7.
Katie Peterson is putting on a clinic in this second half, Pete. Wow, wow, wow.
4 goals for Peterson. It's 10-7. This is the closest the Panthers have been since 11:05 in the first half. 10-7. They have all the momentum, and the crowd has really come to life here. A neutral site in Walpole. It's 10-7 with 9:32 to go.
And Pete, this game has been completely flipped on its head. No doubt Franklin fans, with the life sucked out in that halftime, wondering how this team is going to get back into it. And yet they have down by only 3 with 9.5 left to go. We have a game on our hands here, Pete.
9:32 to go. Peterson with 4 goals here in the second half. The senior bound for UMass Amherst does not want to end her high school season here today on this neutral field in Walpole. Peterson and Williams yet again with the draw. Peterson has won most of them. She'll need this one. Can she get it? It's in the air, and it's controlled by the Panthers. Carney, but it's knocked off of her, but it's a foul called. A foul called, and Carney has it back. She's not wasting any time. Caitlin Carney coming through, drops it over to Jamie Tanner, back to Peterson. Can she make it 5 goals in the half? For Tanner, back to Katie. Coming up on 9 to go in the game. Katie Peterson pushed out, drops it for Jamie Tanner. For Caitlin Carney on the left side for Atkinson. Lindsay Atkinson gets through traffic. She's in. She shoots. The save by Harrington again. Harrington comes back after being quiet in this half. She makes a beautiful save on a good look by the Panthers. 8:41 to go. Here's a fast break the other way quickly for Hancock and the Wolverines. 9:30 to go. 10-7 is your score.
It's so important for Franklin not to concede and to get possession back quickly.
Hancock with it for the Wolverines. A little looping pass. It goes quietly to Olivia Williams. This is she with it. Picked up by Julia Flynn, and a foul called on Flynn. Behind, this will put Flynn behind the defense. They'll reposition Flynn, push her back a little bit, and give a free start for Williams, Olivia Williams. 7:58 to go. The clock is moving. Hancock. Can't get through. Back to Williams behind the goal. Mahoney digging in goal. In front, some daylight, good defense by the Panthers. Back to Hancock. Baseline extended left for Ava Connaughton. Can Franklin make a stop here? They're down by 3. 7:28 to go. Clock moving in the game. Out in front, it's tipped away, and it's stolen by Tanner. Jamie Tanner to midfield for the Panthers, looking to close within 2. Tanner loops it for Atkinson. Look at her fly. Atkinson holding and pass in front, too high for Flynn. And the ball goes picked up by Caitlin Carney on a heads-up senior play by Caitlin Carney.
And what a way to salvage the possession by Carney. Tough bad break there for the Panthers, as that could have been a phenomenal look to cut it to 2.
How about the speed of Atkinson? We've seen her sail on the ice in hockey, but that was beautiful for Lindsay Atkinson. For Peterson, looking for Carney, can't find her. Katie holding, now finds it in front. Tanner, the shot, the score on the left-handed shot by Jamie Tanner. It's 10-8.
Pete, and 10-8 with a glance at that clock. Westwood has to be worried now. 6:40 left. That is plenty of time the way that these Panthers have been playing. It has been an onslaught here in the second half from the Panthers, Pete.
We talked about that 2-minute rhythm, Griffin. Listen to it. Carney at 16:26, Katie at 12:08, Katie at 10:26, Katie at 9:32, Tanner at 6:40. There's your rhythm. It's 10-8 with 6:40 to go. All the momentum with the Panthers. Tanner did everything she could to score it, and she willed that ball in.
And it almost seems, Pete, as though the only thing standing between the Panthers and a win right now is possession. They have to get possession off these draws, and if not, they have to be able to force turnovers quickly.
The momentum is unbelievable on the side of the Panthers. Well, they've been up all game cheering their team on. So has Westwood, by the way. But Franklin with the momentum now, 10-8. They've bounced back from a 8-1 deficit. Carney, a whistle stops play, a foul call, and a card is going to be issued. A card is going to be issued. The first card of the game. It's a green card.
And
going out is Hancock. Hancock comes out. Lillian Hancock comes out.
Representative of the momentum switch here at the end of the first half. Some Westwood players on the sideline dancing. They thought they had this game in the bag. Now serious, quite serious as they watch on.
10-8. Franklin with a player in the penalty area. It's like only a green card. Franklin, though, with Caitlin Carney. She's made some good plays. Remember, she saved that last ball to give Jamie Tanner a chance, and Tanner capped it off. Caitlin Carney.
An important note here, Westwood players, I've seen very few subs, whereas Franklin, so deep, so many subs this game. Westwood looks tired out there.
Franklin goes back, start deep in their own end. Gabby Consigli on the left side, out deep. Again, it's Consigli. Back over to McCollum. Nora McCollum. The defense, though, strong by the Wolverines. Franklin can't penetrate midfield. Now they get it to Atkinson. She can fly. Lindsay on the right side. With some space, she'll set up the play. Franklin can get within 1 if they score here. This is Peterson.
Nobody you'd rather have the ball with right now, Pete.
Katie Peterson. The whole area is cleaned out for her. Over to Ryan. Back on the left side for Emily Carney. Her sister gives her a screen. Emily comes behind the goal. Franklin trying to maneuver through in front of the goal. Emily, the pass is dropped by Kate Ryan, but she picks it up. And the play back in. And now it's full strength for Hancock. She's back on the field. It's even strength now. The penalty has been served to Hancock. Franklin, though, with it. Jamie Tanner bounces off a player. Out deep for Atkinson. The ball is loose. Caitlin Carney has it. Carney, 360 right, and a whistle stops play, and a foul called here. No, a timeout called. How about that? Coach Garino didn't like the nature of that possession for the Panthers and calls the timeout.
And 5:09 left. The most important thing to do, and it seems so simple, is score fast for these Panthers. Give yourself as much time to score that last goal to tie as you possibly can.
So in this half, it's been Jamie Tanner, Katie Peterson, 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. Tanner with 2, and Emily Carney with 1. Wow. A little while ago at 10:29, just 5 minutes ago, it was 10-5. So in 5 minutes, the Panthers have scored 3 goals. That's more than that 2-minute rate we talk about, that key 2-minute rate. They've scored basically maybe minute 45 apart. It's 5:09 to go. But all the momentum, I never saw momentum switch like that. Franklin really had all the mo here in the second half.
They have, Pete, and it all started with 2 back-to-back phenomenal saves there by Mahoney on that very early on possession by Westwood here in the second half. Despite the fact that that possession ended with a Westwood goal just because of the nature of the rebounds, I feel like that's really where the switch was flipped. They felt like they had Mahoney back there in net. She was playing started to play really strong in the second half, and they felt as though everything was just going from the right. I've talked about it a lot in the sports that I play. Momentum typically starts from the back. Mahoney felt good back there, the defense felt strong, and that just trickled up towards the front line.
And boy, on the front line, were they in some serious scoring mode. I love the goal by Tanner. She's falling down, stumbling, gets the ball off, it's through. And the other thing is, Franklin has figured a way to get it past Harrington. That's got to be a big boost for them, too.
It has been, Pete. And I think you put it perfectly when you talked about Jamie Tanner's goal, willing it past Harrington. They are not going to let her stop them right now.
10-8 is your score. 5:08 to go. This is the state semifinals. The winner will go to the championship game.
And boy, does it ever feel like the state semifinals,
It
Pete.
doesn't it really, yeah. Good crowd on hand, sun-drenched spectators for this one. 5:08 to go. Here we go with the Franklin possession coming off the timeout. It's going to be Katie Peterson with it on the left wing. 4 goals in this half for Katie. Coming through, holding, the ball is tipped away. Racing for it is Tanner. She's got great speed, does Jamie Tanner. Back to Katie Peterson. In front for Atkinson. Lindsay holding. The ball is tipped away. A foul called. A foul is called there against Westwood's Hillary Noble, the junior. A free positional start for Atkinson, but she's out deep and she won't try it. She'll back it out. Skip pass for Tanner. Jamie's been immense in this half. Spinning through, looking for cutters. Gets it back out deep for Lindsay. On the left wing for Katie. She's got position. She's holding. She can't get the shot off. Good defense by the Wolverines. That's strong defense there for Tanner. 4:10 to go in the game. Franklin down by 2. Atkinson holding, moving on the right side. Behind the net it goes. Now Franklin has it. Emily Carney backpedaling out for Katie. Katie's going to make her move. Stops the pass in front. Tanner gets the shot off, and she scored! What a goal with heavy contact! Tanner's been immense. It's 10-9 Westwood.
And with Peterson and Carney doing so well in the second half, you knew someone else was going to have to step up because Westwood was going to give those 2 players extra attention. Jamie Tanner has been that player to step up in the second half. That goal, back turn to the net, falling away, somehow manages to get the stick turn. Harrington not even expecting it, I don't think, Pete, and that somehow finds the back of the net, and Franklin has all the momentum and life like they haven't had since about 22 minutes to go in the first half.
4 straight goals, 2 by Peterson and 2 by Tanner. Franklin down by 1, 3:54 to go. The state semifinals, what a matchup. Peterson and Williams for the draw. The crowd really into it.
And what a story this will be if the Panthers can finish off the comeback.
Peterson repositions Caitlin Carney, knows exactly where she is. There's two seniors using their brains to maneuver strategically. Here we go. It's in the air. It's a dive for it. Peterson can't come up with it. And it's going to be Hancock with it. Hancock with a big ground ball pickup. That was huge. And Hancock's going to take it down. Franklin down by 1. 3:29 to go in the game. A huge pickup of the ground ball by Hancock. With it there is DeMaio, Emily. She'll take it out. DeMaio holding, still holding. They're only up by 1. 3:06 to go. The ball is loose and a foul is called against Franklin. Be a free start out deep for the Wolverines. 10-9. 2:52 to go in the game. A false start. And now they play on. No. They're going to redo this. The referee called a play to stop and now stops the clock. A little bit of confusion. The referees are Peggy DiNatale, Leslie Chambers, and Brian Ferris. The table official is Michelle Connolly. And now they're going to have a conference from the 3 officials who are working. And now the table official is going to come in and join this. This is unusual for the table official to get into the meeting here on conference. I don't think they're talking about where they're going for dinner tonight, Griffin.
I would hope not.
10-9 is your score. What's going to be the call? It was a long delay, and it looked like the Panthers forced the ball free. But for the table official to get involved, that's unusual. I guess you want to do it right. They're still conversing about it. Both teams can catch their collective breaths. Now one of the officials pushed back a couple of Panthers from the discussion. The long discussion ensuing here. It looked like the ball was loose. There was no whistle, then a delayed whistle. I think now they're talking about who are they going to give the ball to. It's a critical discussion because you saw in that loose ball that Hancock picked up, that changed a lot of momentum. And now this also kills some of the momentum because it's just dead air here for such a long period of time with this discussion. I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that huddle. 2:47 to go, 10-9. Now let's see who's going to get the ball. Waiting for the call. They're going to go over to the scorer's table and talk to both coaches now. Interesting. Well, they're smiling anyway. At least the referee was.
And Pete, I'd like to take it back to the draw if I could. A difficult play as I don't know who the Franklin player was, but got entangled with a Westwood player towards the house. They were coming down towards the top, from the top of your screen, or from the left of your screen viewers to the right. Got entangled with each other, fell down, preventing that Franklin player to be able to get to the ball, and then that created a bit of a scrum that allowed Westwood to get
They're going to give the ball to Westwood. I thought so. When you talk to the opposing coach first, you're usually giving them the bad news, and that's what they did with Coach Garino. So it's Westwood's ball with 2:47 to go. They have a 1-goal lead, 10-9. DeMaio gets it over a long looping pass. It's caught. And the Wolverines still have it with coming up on 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. 10-9 Westwood. With it there is Ava Connaughton for Hancock. She picked up that ground ball a moment ago. This is Lillian Hancock. A little looping pass for Williams. Ava out deep. Franklin trying to get a turnover. This is McGrail. 2:12 to go in the game. McGrail in the open field. Drops it baseline
and
extended.
Franklin's pulled the keeper.
Okay. So Franklin looking to get some momentum with a turnover if they can, but the goal is empty.
And the Panthers incredulous. They feel as Westwood stepped out of bounds there.
Under 2 minutes to go in the game. Out deep it comes for Nazaleo, and a whistle stops play. And a, let's see here, violation called. Waiting for this call now. It looks like the Wolverines will retain possession with 1:42 to go. And they do have it on a free start. And this is Emily DeMaio. Emily with nobody in goal for the Panthers. 1:36 to go. Franklin needs a turnover.
And tiptoeing the out-of-bounds line there was Westwood.
DeMaio with a long possession. She takes a bump by Caitlin Carney, and that's going to be a foul on Caitlin.
And the clock is running here, 1:15.
So a free positional start. The clock is still moving, and here it is, the possession for Westwood. The ball is loose, but the foul is called to deny the turnover. Brian Ferris makes the call, a foul on Franklin.
And a tough break there for the Panthers. To me, it looked as though it was a legal stick check that knocked the ball loose, but there was some contact afterwards that may have been the grounds for the call.
Williams with it, baseline extended. She'll take it behind the goal, 48 seconds to go. Williams, the open goal for Franklin. Nobody tending the net. Westwood still maintaining it, 38 seconds to go in the game. 10-9 Westwood, they come through, nobody's home. She's gonna not take the shot. She's gonna still kill the time. That's what they're trying to do. They don't care if they win by 1 or 2 or 10. Westwood by 1 with 26 seconds to go. The ball is a foul called on Franklin with 21 seconds to go. This will run the clock down too. And now they're gonna stop the clock with 14 seconds to go. Interesting that Westwood had a chance to score in the open net. They declined it, and they're still going to kill the clock. Nazalino with 10 seconds to go. A whistle stops play, and a foul called with 6 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The game is over, and Westwood wins 10-9. Brian Ferris, he's making a call here. Let's see. Did he... Oh, he's just going to pick up the ball. The game is over. Westwood wins it 10-9. Kind of an uneventful end to the game as Westwood just killed the clock for the final 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Franklin had an empty net, but Westwood wins it. And that's the beauty of getting a big lead. You're able to hold on, and the Wolverines just barely held on for the win. They advanced to the finals against the winner of Lincoln Sudbury and Reading High School.
A tale of two halves here.
Yep.
The first half ending 7-1 in favor of Westwood. Franklin wasn't able to find their footing soon enough in this game. By the time they did, unfortunately, it was too late. And another impactful game or play down the stretch, losing the draw there with about 3 left. That ended up deciding it.
Lillian Hancock won the ground ball, and she took it down, and for 3 minutes to go, they just ate the clock and worked it beautifully. I like the strategy. Why go for the goal? Because if you might miss, that'll give the other team the ball. Even though it's a pretty sure thing, they just continue to possess the ball. They do it very well. And that's the story of the game. Well, for Franklin, they're going to look back on it and say, look, we scored 4 straight goals to close from 10-5 to 10-9, but the clock ran out on them here at Neutral Field, Walpole High School. Your final thoughts on this one and the season here, Griffin Tolanen?
Like I said, Pete, tale of two halves. Unfortunately, just wasn't able to mount the full comeback here in the second. But what a team effort here by the Panthers. Great second halves from notably Katie Peterson and Jamie Tanner, willing those balls into the net. Playing with such tenacious aggression on offense. They were not going to go away quietly, and really this team embodied here the slogan, line, whatever you want to call it, but Franklin athletes never quit, and these athletes didn't quit here today.
Well, that's going to wrap up the season for Franklin. They'll finish at 20-4, and ironically, against Westwood in 2021, the score was tied. Westwood scored with, I think, 12 seconds to go to win that championship. And today, they didn't score with 12 seconds. They didn't score for the last 10 minutes and 29 seconds, but they still hung on. A little different type of game than the heartbreaker at Franklin in 2021. Well, thanks, Griffin Tolan. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in. What a game you witnessed here on Franklin TV and on YouTube. I'd like to thank our producers and our director and our camera operators here today. we have Scott Tooker and Meredith Robertson. This is Pete Royce bringing the curtain down on the 2023 Franklin girls lacrosse season. What a great season it is. They come up 1 goal short of making it to the state championship game. Pete Royce, the final score for the final time today, Westwood 10, Franklin 9. Till next time, so long, neighbors.